Enough of that. Man, my teeth are just getting whiter. Enough of that, I said. What is going on? How is everybody doing? Everybody doing all right? Everybody doing okay? Let me know if y'all can hear me. Let me know if y'all can see me good. Let me know what I need to switch up, what I need to change. Let me check my settings real quick. Oh, this says ain't even on. Come on. Now it should be working now today. Now it should be working right now. Right now it should be working right now. Let's see. Do we want the other camera? No, we don't want that camera. No, we want this camera. We want this one. Come on, you got to pick us this one, guys. Okay, we're here. We're here. Now I had to end. I had to go to the restroom. Sorry, I had to end that Eminem video, and it was getting good. It was just getting good, but I just felt I had to go to the restroom. So what am I gonna do? Just stop? Like, just be freaking turtle head poking out over here? Like, man, it's gonna be like the Loch Ness monster head poking out. Like, oh my gosh, it's gonna be pretty bad. You know, like one of those ones where you can't stop shaking, where you just got to keep drinking water and you feel all pale. Like, oh my gosh. So that's what it is with YouTube. YouTube, you want to go somewhere with YouTube, you want to go somewhere with your videos, well, might as well not play your music. You don't know what type of music that's attached to it or whatever you're getting your beats from or however you're getting your beats. So, but what I'm saying is, man, you can use this knowledge from years to come, bro. This is going to be able to show your age and show yourself and show your self-worth. Like, man, look, this content still can be used to this day. Just be consistent. Just be consistent and don't stop. Be consistent and don't stop, bro. Like, don't stop. Just keep it up. Once you stay on the gas, bro, you're gonna just be like working that in, bro. Stay on the gas, bro. That looked a little weird, pause. But just stay on the gas. I know what I'm telling you. Stay on the gas, and people are gonna start recognizing and seeing, dang, who is this or who is this or and it doesn't just have to be music. You can put this in effect to whatever you do in your life, even if you're the a freaking concierge at a hotel, man. You're gonna be the best concierge that they ever seen this side of Mississippi. But I'm from San Antonio, Texas, man. Where y'all from, world? I want to know where y'all are from. All right, here we go. We got some comments. Let's see what we got here. Hello, Dread. What's good? Dread, what's good, fam? Hey, consider subscribing, man. Appreciate you. Like the video and all that good stuff. But yeah, I'm just a content creator, bro, trying to teach others how to create content and trying to give y'all some knowledge and some easy understandings on what I do. So that way, if you want to do it, you choose to, or if not, then hi yo, what's good? Hello, adult guy, what's good? Adult guy, okay. I am an adult, but yeah, appreciate that. Thank y'all. If y'all do subscribe, I really appreciate y'all. Y'all are gonna love the content. I promise. Y'all are gonna really love the content. Just stick around. Don't just leave. Like, don't just be in and out. Like, you could get something from here. You can like gain something. Maybe if it's not some motivation, maybe if it's laughter, maybe if it's a song. You can see all my videos underneath my videos on my channel. Go to the videos on my channel and see all my music videos. I don't just podcast, bro. I do a whole bunch of stuff. But what's good, man? Appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all so much. Thank you. But consider subscribing. Consider subscribing because I make content like this all the time. I even try to give y'all some tips and tricks on how to do certain things yourself. That way, you don't need these other people or you don't need this big amount of money or budget. You can do it yourself. As cliche as that sounds, I'm being really freaking serious. Nah, for real. Do you know Iran? Nah, I don't. Where am I from? I'm from San Antonio, Texas. San Antonio, Texas, home of them Edgar fades. But I don't got no Edgar fade, but you know. But yeah, I'm from San Antonio, Texas. Where are you from? Where are you from? I can't even pronounce your name. Like there's just a lot going on. But I'm sorry. Appreciate you for tuning in though, for sure. Do you know Iran? Where'd you run to? Hey, appreciate you, Madi. Appreciate you. Iran is a country in Asia. Oh yeah, I know where that's at. What about like Kuwait, right, or something like that? Bro, what I really want to go is I really want to go to Pakistan, bro. I wish I knew where like I wish I can go to Pakistan because I want to freaking go make some freaking replica belts. I am from India. Whoa, that is dope. India is cool. India is real dope. I used to have this producer that I worked with. She was from Southeast Asia or Indonesia. Oh no, she has Southeast Asia, and her name was Anoki. But I don't know what happened to her. Aisu, Aisu, Aisu. Okay, Aisu. Nice to meet you, Aisu. I am from India. I am Dex. I am Dex. I am from San Antonio, Texas. Ayasahu. Thank you. No, thank you. Ayasu. 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 Thank you, Ayasu. That's a pretty name. That's a real pretty name. Pretty cool. Yep. You're welcome. Well, yeah, man. This is pretty cool, man. We're gonna just keep this thing rolling. We're not even gonna have like any interruptions or anything that's gonna let us just stop from the stream because we have so many other stream videos that are just like so short now. They're not even taking up like the way back streams like maybe 7 months ago when I really first started doing the streams like this. Like we've built up since then, like we've built up mass videos compared to, you know, certain channels, and we're gonna keep on growing. I see you. We're gonna keep growing. You're gonna come along with us. What up? Hey, what up, JB Ramirez? What's good, fam? Shit, just chilling, bro. Just stayed up writing this music, man. Getting this in for my publishing. What you doing, bro? JB Ramirez, man, was good. But tell me about it, man. If it's not one thing, it's another, right? It was good. Yeah, but man, that's one thing that we can just be is persistent and consistent. Like when you're consistent and you're overly on something, like people are gonna pay attention to you, and people are gonna see like, hey, look, this guy means business. This guy means what he says. He's not just doing this for a little hobby. This guy does it. This is what he does. He lives his stuff. Like that's what they're gonna see. That's what they're gonna see. The exuberance that's dripping off of you. I don't. I hope you know that. But if you can hear me right now, man, let me get some sandwiches in the chat. Let me get some smoke machines in the chat. Let me get all that in the chat right now. If you can hear me, man, let me know. So, oh man, I only got one person on here. It's cool, man. Just like the video. Just like the video. All you got to do is share it. Share this video, like it, do all that, all that you can for this video. Basically, just like it, like the video. It's so easy, man. Double tap it twice. That is cool. You're from India. That is so cool. I really like that you're from India, man. That's really dope. I'm glad that we got that taken care of right now. Because if we didn't, then it's gonna be a lot weirder if we try to like start something different. Like just on that key, like, all right, well, we got to start on something different now that we're thinking it and whatever. It's all in our mind, whatever. I don't want to make things weird. I don't want to make things weirder than they have to be, right? I don't want to make things weirder than they have to be or weirder than they are. So take from that. whatever you can or whatever you will, because I'm tripping out. I am tripping. I am tripping for real. I don't really know what the heck I'm saying. I'm just tripping. And I guess that's what it is. It's like when you make content for everybody, like nobody's gonna tune in, right? You feel that? So why not just make it for that one person that really just wants to see my content? Like, and I don't know who that person is. I don't feel comfortable with it just being one type of person looking into my content, man. So what? So what have it? So what have you? And we all got problems. We all got problems. Problems that they don't understand. Where do you work? I work on YouTube, bro. Don't worry about it, man. I make money, bro. Don't you worry about it, bro. What about you? Where do you work? Where do you work? Where do you work? I do this for a living. I do music for a living and I get paid for it. What do you do? What do you do? I make music for a living and get paid for it. What do you do? Nice. Well, where do you work, sir? What do you do, sir? Just asking, right? You don't got to be all touchy with me, Dex. You don't got to be all, you know what? I'm sorry, guy. You know why I'm sorry? Because I'm just saying that because a lot of people tell me that when they're about to troll me. So I'm just saying, I'm just playing. Oh, I knew it. I knew you worked where you're on a lot of. I knew you worked with what you're really on most of the time. What you really have on and around your mouth is these nuts. That I was gonna fall for it, but I didn't. I usually would fall for something like that. I see how it's good recoil and it's a good pleaser that you're trying to do right now, but it's not going to work. It's only going to work on those that are subsequently thirsty in their minds because they have no brains, right? But if you can be honest with yourself, you can probably figure out that, man, maybe Dex is right. Dex is really saying some truths. Dex is really saying some words that I want to hear. Dex is really saying something right now where he's not only going to just crash out, he's going to tell me the freaking truth. And he doesn't have to crash out because he just tells me everything the right way, right? Just say everything the right way, right? Just do everything the best way you can. Is that what they say? Yeah. Well, it might as well just be true. That might as well just be. I can't even pronounce your name, Mister Beaverman. But I just want to tell you right now, if I did know how to pronounce your name, I still wouldn't know what the heck I said. I still wouldn't know what the heck I said. But hey, that's neither here, no over there, no over here, no over there. It's right here. If somebody is going to be field gating and all this. Okay, point the way, brother. If I can point the way, man, I want to point the way. I want to point the way right on here. I'm going to point the way right on here. Point myself. I'm going to point with one of my fingers. Pointing, pointer, a pointing, a point, pointer, pointer, pointer. I don't know. I think I'm going insane. I think I've gone insane. I think my mind is all twisted. My mind's all twisted and stuff. I'm all twisted. But I'll sure point the way. I mean, if you want me to point the way, I'll show y'all where to go. Did you still want me to point the way, like where to go? Yeah. Okay, guys. Amazing. May need some sleep? What are you talking about? Point the way, brother. May need some sleep. Me? But I just woke up in the morning. Did I just not wake up with my wife in the morning before she went to work? Does this beaver not know what the hell he's talking about? Yes, I know. This beaver's a lil bruh. He needs to be banned. He needs to be banned from here already, lil bruh. Get him out of here. Could it be that maybe possibly I am stoned? You ever thought about that? Hmm.
The more I learned at ECPI, the more I fell in love with cybersecurity.
Accelerated degrees in cybersecurity. ECPI University. And I work at Interscope. I do A&R, floater, but whatever.
You're an A&R.
A&R. And he introduced me to his manager at the time, a guy named Mark Kempf. It wasn't Paul. Paul was there too, but Paul was M's lawyer. Like,
Oh wow.
he wasn't his manager, and I had just become his lawyer as well. And so I went up to M and Mark Kempf. Mark Kempf gave me this sampler cassette, Slim Shady EP sampler cassette.
So this is what was ended up given to me, except mine was a cassette tape with no artwork at all. I remember specifically having a Walkman and playing this cassette in the Walkman and just being blown away by every song on it. I ended up making a lot of copies of this cassette tape, and I'm probably responsible for a lot of suburban kids bumping Eminem way before Dr. Dre even met him.
And I drove home with Aristotle and Dean in the car, and I popped the cassette into my car, and we just like literally drove home with our fucking jaws on the ground. Like, I had never heard anything like it in my whole life. And so I proceeded to immediately make copies of that for the people at Interscope.
So that's probably how one of the tapes ended up in my hands.
And, you know, was either over the next 5 months, basically largely ignored or ridiculed for it.
Wait, people didn't get it?
Every A&R passed.
Really?
Every A&R passed at Interscope. Every A&R passed at Interscope. And like, I would get more. They sent me the Infinite album. I made new CDs. They sent me other unreleased stuff. I'd get phone calls from them. He was like unsigned hype in the Source. I wallpapered the A&R department. I put up his unsigned hype everywhere. I was like, you guys, this is crazy. Like, this kid is going to blow up. In the meantime, there was like rumors that Loud Records was interested in him. Like, you know, and then I got a phone call. Basically that they were like, M's coming to town. Can you get him a meeting at Interscope? So I'll see what I can do. He said, you should come hang, whatever. We're going to be at the radio station, listen to us at the radio. You know, we'll be on Power 106 on Friday night. And then we're going up to the Wake Up Show on Saturday night. So I went to Tom Whalley's office.
So if you don't know who Tom Whalley is, he's kind of like at the same position as Jimmy Iovine at this time. So he's a big dog in the record industry. And something I read recently is he owns Tupac's estate, which is kind of weird.
And I tried to get them to take a meeting, and I was basically told no.
Wow.
And so in a last-ditch effort, I took the cassette and I went over to Jimmy's office. Now, the thing is, Jimmy and Tom weren't like super tight.
Okay.
There was kind of, and I didn't know at the time. I literally had no idea at the time. I was too young to understand this. But in retrospect, I was told that there was kind of like a little bit of like a battle. Like there was Tom and Jimmy had a little bit of a power struggle. And like you were either Tom's guy or you were Jimmy's guy. And so I was one of Tom's guys. So, but I went over to Jimmy's office. And when I walked in there, my best friend, Dean, was sitting at the assistant's desk. Because Jimmy's first assistant, a guy named Evan Strauss, was on his honeymoon. And so Jimmy's second assistant, a guy named Scott Igo, was sitting in as the first assistant. So for the second assistant, they pulled a kid out of the mailroom. And so my best friend, who had been pulled out of the mailroom, to temp on Jimmy's assistant desk. And I was like, yo, Dean, put this tape in Jimmy's bag. And he's like, no, I'm going to get in trouble. And I was like, dude, come on, just do it. If anybody says anything, you say it was me. Just put it in his bag. And Jimmy had a cassette tape. He had like a satchel that he would take home every weekend. And A&R guys would come in there and they'd drop cassette demo tapes in there they wanted Jimmy to listen to. And they put it in there and they take it home and he'd listen to it whenever he would listen to it. I don't know when he would listen to it, but when he would listen to them. And so I basically forced the tape into the bag. And I told Dean, if they say anything, you can blame it on me. Right? I mean, it was kind of like a last-ditch effort at this point. Because I knew if this didn't happen, Eminem was going to sign with Loud Records. I knew it. Okay? Friday night comes, M's up at Power 106, even on the radio at Power 106, because I recorded it. They're like, you know, Steve Rifkin, if you're listening, Eminem, Loud Records. Like, you know, like there was no thought about Interscope whatsoever, right? Saturday morning, I get a page on my pager. This is what year it was. 911, Dean's number. Called Dean. I'm like, what's up? And he's like,
Pi is a completely free ad blocker that helps you take control of your online experience. Visit your favorite websites like IMDb or Amazon or even the Google homepage.
Trey and Jimmy heard the tape.
Trey and Jimmy heard the tape. He said it right there. And yeah, you can have some doubt. You cannot believe him, but this story checks out. It definitely wasn't Dr. Dre in his garage just going through random demo tapes and just happened to stumble upon Eminem's tape.
Great can come from anywhere. When the intern in my office says to me, I saw this guy at the rap battle last night. I said, if you get me a CD, I will give it to Dre.
Straight out of Jimmy Iovine's mouth. If my intern gets me the CD, I'll get it to Dre. So it sounds like Dean got the tape to Jimmy Iovine. Jimmy heard it. He was impressed. He brought it to Dre. Dre was impressed. And that's how it all happened.
Is Eminem in town? I was like, yeah, he was at Power 106 last night. We're going up to the Wake Up Show tonight. Tell him to listen. They want to set up a meeting. I was like, cool, I'll make it happen. Let me connect you. So I connected them with M's people, set up a meeting for Monday. The M came in and they struck a deal. Now, on Monday, I went to go work on the Tupac project. Dean sat in on the meeting. And the last thing I said to Dean before I hung up the phone with him on Saturday was, you told him I brought it in, right? And he said, of course I did. Dean told him he brought it in. I didn't know that for 2 weeks, till 2 weeks later when people came up to me to start telling me, Dean's telling people he brought Eminem in.
Wow.
So I went to go work on the Tupac project on Monday.
Wow.
And Dean sits in on the meeting. Jimmy knows none the wiser because he thinks he brought it in. Eminem don't know shit because he works for Jimmy. So Dean's playing this like perfectly at this point, right? And only 2 weeks later did I start finding out people coming up to me at the label saying, Dean's telling people that he brought in Eminem. And that ended obviously me and Dean's friendship.
This part of the story I didn't know until this podcast came out recently. I knew Dean and Evan were friends. I knew they both discovered Eminem. I figured Evan got credit for it. But after hearing this, I'm realizing Dean took all the credit, which is crazy. And then years later, I remember interning at Interscope, and Dean had his own office. Now, as far as I know, Dean never discovered any other acts or any other acts that were profitable. But as an intern at Interscope Records, being a young kid, I knew the whole story. And I remember thinking that Dean must be caked up from the Eminem deal. And then years later, I remember seeing Dean at a bar which he owned on Melrose. So I'm not sure what he's doing now, but music industry didn't work out for him. Whereas Evan became very successful in the music industry. So maybe that's karma coming back to bite Dean. Looking back on it, I just don't know why Dean didn't say they both brought in Eminem.
Continuing to work on this project together, but kind of it was pretty awkward. And eventually I couldn't take it anymore. I left Interscope and I went on my own. And the Bass Brothers, who discovered Eminem, hired me to do A&R for them. So I ended up A&Ring the first Eminem album on behalf of Web Entertainment, Marky and Jeff Bass. And Dean ended up A&Ring it on behalf of Interscope. And thus began the riff of who brought it in, me or Dean.
I think the answer here is pretty obvious. Evan played a huge part in this. He's the one who actually discovered Eminem, but Dean gets some credit because without Dean,